Here are the top stories for today, November 26, 2021. Safely reopening borders, the IATF sets rules on the entry of fully vaxxed foreigners as the Philippines keeps a close watch on the surge in COVID-19 infections in other parts of the world. Merry vaxxed Christmas. Filipinos are urged to get COVID-19 jobs to ramp up protection as the country gets a fresh shipment of Pfizer COVID-19 jobs, which is expected to boost the 3-day massive vaccination drive next week. Still in shock, Senator Bongo says he feels it is not his time yet to pursue the highest post of the land, saying he leaves his political plans to God. And a big day for Lotto bettors. A whooping 375 million peso jackpot prize awaits the lucky winner of tonight's Ultra Lotto 658 draw. Good day, I'm Marita Muaje. Welcome to the PNA Newsroom. Fully vaccinated nationals of non-visa required countries will now be allowed to enter the country starting December 1, 2021. In today's Malacanang press briefing, Acting Presidential Spokesperson and Cabinet Secretary Carlo Nograles said the inbound foreign nationals should also have stayed exclusively in green list countries for 14 days. They just have to present a negative RT-PCR test taken 72 hours prior to departure from country of origin. Other accepted travel documents are the WHO International Certificates of Vaccination and Prophylaxis vaxxed PH, or a digital certificate from foreign governments that recognize vaxxed PH. The foreigner will no longer undergo facility-based quarantine and on arrival RT-PCR test. Instead, they will self-monitor for symptoms until the 14th day from their arrival. The new arrival rules take effect until December 15. It might not be his time to run for president yet. This is a confession made by presidential aspirant Senator Christopher Lawrence Go after more than a week of admitting that he is still in a state of shock for entering the presidential race. Presidential aspirant Senator Christopher Lawrence Go admits that his heart and mind were contradicting his own actions as he mulls backing out from the presidential race. In a statement posted on social media, Go said running for the highest government post was something he has never dreamed of and that his own family found his decision a tough pill to swallow. However, he said it may not be his time yet and that he is willing to sacrifice so that no one will be caught in the middle, hurt, and have problems. Go is pertaining to being caught in the middle as presidential daughter Sara Duterte opted to run for vice president along with presidential aspirant Bongbong Marcos. Go said he does not want to give President Duterte any more problems as to whom he will support. On November 13, Go withdrew his bid for the vice presidency under the ruling Partido Demokratiko Pilipino Lakas ng Bayan or PDP Laban and subsequently filed his candidacy for president under the Federalismo ng Dugong Dakilang Samahan or PDDS, which is an allied party of the ruling PDP Laban. He said he was ready to seek the vice presidency but had to yield to the decision of PDP Laban because of his soft spot for President Rodrigo Duterte and his family. He said he would leave his faith to God and vowed to do his best every day to serve selflessly and tirelessly. Meanwhile, 4 political parties have formed an alliance for the uniteam of presidential aspirant Bongbong Marcos and his running mate Mayor Sara Duterte. These are the Partido Federal ng Pilipinas, Lakas CMD, Puwersa ng Masang Pilipino, and Hugpong ng Pagbabago. In a video message, Mayor Sara said the alliance does not only show their firm aspirations for the country but also echoes loudly of their triumph to peacefully unite and stand side by side in the pursuit of continued development and positive change for the country. She also reassured that the alliance was built on friendship, trust, and the commitment to serve the Filipinos and the country. The country is seeing a better Christmas this year with the arrival of more life-saving doses of COVID-19 vaccines. Last night, over 1 million doses of Pfizer vaccines arrived at the NAIA Terminal 3 in Pasay City. The latest vaccine shipment was procured by the government through the Asian Development Bank. Assistant Secretary Wilben Mayor of the National Task Force Against COVID-19 urged those who are having second thoughts to seize the opportunity to get vaccinated, especially now that vaccine supply is plenty. As for the cold chain storage, the government's logistic partner, PharmaServe Express, assured that its cold chain facility in Marikina City has enough capability to package and distribute the vaccines that require different temperatures at any given time. Meanwhile, over 3.1 million doses of AstraZeneca vaccine also arrived yesterday. The jobs are donated by the United Kingdom through the COVAX facility. Assistant Secretary Wilben Mayor said the shipment is part of London's donation pledge of 5.2 million AstraZeneca doses to Manila. About 138 million doses of different brands of COVID-19 jobs have so far been delivered to the country. The national government targets to inoculate 13.5 million children aged 5 to 11 against COVID-19. Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergeres said the country has enough supply of COVID-19 vaccines, with about 40 million doses more expected to arrive by the end of the year. However, the vaccination of children remains uncertain since there is no emergency use authorization granted yet for such age group. Earlier this month, Food and Drug Administration Director General Eric Domingo said the government is still waiting for Pfizer to submit an application for EUA for children 5 to 11 years old. About 1,200 healthcare workers in the Cordillera will be tapped to assist in the 3-day national mass vaccination program. The Department of Health in the region says all government health workers will be utilized during the activity. Members of the Philippine National Police, local government unit workers, and other personnel of the government have also been ordered to help in the success of the activity. There will be 459 vaccination areas in the communities, aside from the 123 mobile vaccination teams who will visit homes to check on the residents and assure that those who are willing to be jobbed will be served. They will also do an information education campaign on the benefits of the vaccination. The local government aims to inoculate at least 6,000 to 8,000 individuals during the 3-day activity. Still ahead, beneficiaries of the government's fuel subsidy are set to get their cash cards by December. And the government steps up the battle against hunger and poverty in Mimaropa. Details ahead. Keep it here on the PNA Newsroom.
Tandaan ang tamang paraan ng paghuhugas at paglilinis ng kamay upang makaiwas sa iba't ibang karamdaman. Basain ng tubig ang mga kamay at sabunin. Unang sabunin ang mga palad at ang likod ng mga kamay. Kuskusin na maigi ang pagitan ng mga daliri at maging ang mga kuko. Isunod ang pagitan ng mga hinlalaki at kuskusin ng paikot ang mga dulo ng mga daliri sa magkabilang palad. Banlawang mabuti ang mga kamay sa malinis na tubig at patuyuin ang mga kamay gamit ang single-use towel o air dryer. Basta't sama-sama at laging handa, kaya natin to! Isang paalala mula sa DOH, PCOO, KBP at ng himpilang ito.
Beneficiaries of the government's fuel subsidy program are set to receive their cash cards and one-time grant by December. The LTFRB says about 85,000 out of the 136,000 beneficiaries have cash cards through the previous Pantawid Pasada program, while the rest are being processed by the Land Bank of the Philippines.
Binigay pong budget sa atin na 1 billion, nasa around more than 560 million na po ang initially na ilabas po natin, no, through land bank. So almost half po nung ating 1 billion, more than half of our 1 billion budget when we launched it last Wednesday ay na-credit na po natin doon sa ating mga beneficiaries. Now, as regards po doon sa mga wala pa pong cards, pinipilit ho nating tapusin ho ito by month end. So we only have some few days left po. So that ho, by starting ho ng December ay ma-distribute na po yung remaining cards po sa ating mga beneficiaries the soonest possible time po. Ito po pwedeng gamitin i-withdraw sa ATM or gamitin pambili ng ibang gamit. At ito po ay strictly fuel subsidy or para lang ho pambayad ng mga binili ho ninyong krudo.
A palace official renewed his call for Congress to pass a Freedom of Information bill before the term of President Rodrigo Duterte ends. Presidential Communications Operations Office Secretary Martin Andanar stressed the need for an all-encompassing FOI mechanism in the Philippines. The FOI mandates full disclosure of official public records from offices under the executive branch for the sake of transparency and accountability. Andanar also said the fifth year of the implementation of the FOI rose to the challenge brought by the COVID-19 pandemic. He thanked FOI champions, decision makers, receiving officers, civil society organizations, and partners for their support in ensuring public service delivery, especially during the health crisis. Andanar made the statement during the awarding of this year's FOI Champion Department Award. The Department of Energy was declared this year's champion. The Department of Science and Technology is the first runner-up, while the Department of Foreign Affairs as second runner-up. DOE Undersecretary Roberto Uy expressed its commitment to raise the bar of transparency by providing the public with wide-ranging freedom to access of information. The News and Information Bureau, Philippine News Agency, also received an award for its promotion of FOI programs in its online contents and media channels. At least 21 local government units were also commended for passing their localized version of the FOI. The Department of Social Welfare and Development has signed a Memorandum of Understanding with its partner agencies for the Enhanced Partnership Against Hunger and Poverty Program. The EPUP is one of the banner programs of the Interagency Task Force Zero Hunger to mitigate hunger, ensure food nutrition security, and establish sustainable agriculture by 2030. DSWD Mimaropa Regional Director Fernando De Villa Jr. said among their strategies are coordination with the Department of Agrarian Reform and establishing marketing arrangements for agrarian reform beneficiaries organizations in the region. The Department of Agriculture, on the other hand, has initiated livelihood projects in Occidental Mindoro under the Special Area for Agricultural Development Project. De Villa said rural communities should enhance social capital and optimize economic resource base through feeding programs, food production programs, and essential support services. How did they get our phone numbers? This is a question being raised by a lawmaker amid the sudden surge of text spams. AP Party List Representative Ronnie Ong is calling for the creation of a task force composed of the Department of Information and Communications Technology, the National Bureau of Investigation, and the Data Privacy Commission to dig deeper into this unscrupulous violation of data privacy. He said the sudden surge of text spams coming from swindling syndicates and hackers could be exploited by cyber terrorists to create disinformation and social unrest. Ong is calling on Congress to review and amend the Republic Act 10173 or the Data Privacy Act to expand its coverage and increase penalty on Data Violation Act. Up next, the Philippine Sports Commission breaks its silence over the rift-hounding athletic star EJ Obiena and his home federation. And keep those fingers crossed and numbers intact. We find out how much will the winner in tonight's Ultra Lotto 658 draw will take home. More stories when the PNA Newsroom returns.
Alamin ang tamang paraan ng pag-ubo upang mapigilan ang paglaganap ng Coronavirus Disease 2019. Ugaliing magdala ng panyo o tissue. Kung uubo o babahing, takpan ang buong ilong at bibig gamit ang panyo o tissue. Kung walang dalang panyo o tissue, maaaring gamitin ang braso na pantakip. Kung nakararamdam na kailangan umubo o bumahing, agad na dumistansya sa mga tao sa paligid. Huwag dumura kung saan-saan, gumamit ng tissue at itapon sa basurahan. Ugaliin ang paghuhugas ng kamay at paggamit ng alcohol o hand sanitizer upang mamatay ang mikrobyo. Basta't sama-sama at laging handa, kaya natin to! Isang paalala mula sa DOH, PCOO, KBP at ng himpilang ito.
You're still watching the PNA Newsroom. A locally made surgical face mask company is ready to expand its market reach with the help of the Department of Science and Technology in Region 1. DOST Region 1 Director Armando Ganal said Thursday the agency takes pride in having assisted a local businessman from Agoo, La Union in becoming the first mass manufacturer of surgical face masks in Northern Luzon. The pioneering face mask production facility is produced by Module House Incorporated, owned by Richard Chan. With a 5 million peso aid under the DOST Small Enterprise Technology Upgrading Program, Chan's firm was able to purchase the equipment he needs that can produce over 730,000 surgical face masks per month. During the formal inauguration and launching of the face mask production facility in Barangay San Marcos, Agoo on Thursday, Chan said he is grateful for the DOST assistance that enables them to produce 4-ply face masks at high speed. The DOST has urged everyone to patronize local companies and Filipino-made products. For those looking for extreme adventures up north in Abra, a road trip to the province can now be shorter by 2 to 3 hours with the opening of the Tarlac-Pangasinan-La Union Expressway or TPLEX Rosario exit. Governor Maria Jocelyn Berno said that numerous road projects of the national government like TPLEX is beneficial to those far from Metro Manila, while the province still has to work on opening up its borders to tourists. She said they allow residents to visit their tourist attractions. Among them are the Caparcan Falls, which is like levels of waterfalls dropping on rock formations, as well as camping sites, caves, hiking, and trekking trails. Berno said that aside from March for their month-long Kawayan Festival, the rainy season is also a tourism season for the province with their water attractions as a favorite. The governor is hopeful that they can open the borders soon for jobs to also resume. For those from abroad coming to Cebu, take note, the Mactan Cebu International Airport will implement a One Health Pass policy for arriving international passengers starting Friday. All international passengers arriving at MCIA must register for a One Health Pass account. The current MCIA passenger arrival registration form shall no longer be in use. Passengers arriving on November 26 and 27 must register for the OHP account and accomplish the electronic health declaration checklist at least a day before their scheduled departure. For passengers arriving after November 27, MCIA advises them to register for an OHP account at least 3 days prior to their scheduled departure. Around 25 former rebels are now undergoing livelihood skills training in Abua, Camarines Sur as they prepare to rejoin mainstream society. The training held at the 4th Mobile Force Platoon headquarters is part of the government's Enhanced Comprehensive Local Integration Program, or ECLIP. The workshop on assembling electronic products is conducted by the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority. Through this, the former rebels will become productive members of the community through the new skills and additional knowledge they will acquire. Police Regional Office 5 Director Brigadier General Jonel Estomos said the Philippine National Police will continue to help surrendered rebels start a decent and peaceful life with their families through government interventions. In sports, Philippine Sports Commission Chairman Butch Ramirez plans to mediate between pole vaulter E.J. Obiena and the Philippine Athletics Track and Field Association. The PSC chief has sent both parties a mediation submission agreement in the hopes of becoming the bridge that might reconcile them. The agreement also consists of the rules to be followed and where the meeting between Obiena and Patafa officials would take place. After hearing both sides, the PSC board would convene to map out the next step in resolving the row. However, arbitration has been put in place as well if both Patafa and Obiena fail to settle their differences 30 days after mediation. Ramirez hopes that the mess ends sooner as he is now worried that both Obiena and Patafa President Philip Wico, a former PSC chairman. He clarified, however, that he will be as impartial as possible as they seek an agreement that would put the quarrel to an end. Heads up, Lotto bettors, tonight might be your chance to strike big. Nobody won the Ultra Lotto 658 last Tuesday, which means the jackpot for the draw on Friday night has climbed up to 375 million pesos. The Philippine Charity Sweepstakes Office, or PCSO, said nobody got the winnings 6-digit combination of 58, 19, 35, 46, 30, 10. However, 21 bettors guessed 5 out of the 6 winning digits and will each receive the second prize of 120,000 pesos. The PCSO serves as the principal agency for raising and providing funds for health programs, medical assistance, and services and charities of national character. Each Lotto ticket you buy can help our fellow Filipinos. Let's take another look at today's biggest stories. Safely reopening borders, the IATF sets rules on the entry of fully vaxxed foreigners as the Philippines keeps a close watch on the surge in COVID-19 infections in other parts of the world. Merry vaxxed Christmas. Filipinos are urged to get COVID-19 jobs to ramp up protection as the country gets a fresh shipment of Pfizer COVID-19 jobs, which is expected to boost the 3-day massive vaccination drive next week. Still in shock, Senator Bongo says he feels it is not his time yet to pursue the highest post of the land, saying he leaves his political plans to God. And a big day for Lotto bettors. A whooping 375 million peso jackpot prize awaits the lucky winner of tonight's Ultra Lotto 658 draw. As Filipinos, we all have a vital role to play in preventing the spread of COVID-19. So remember, wear face masks and face shields, wash your hands often, practice safe physical distancing, go out only for essential reasons, and get vaccinated as soon as possible to protect ourselves, our families, and the community. Together, we can beat COVID-19. Thank you for watching another episode of the PNA Newsroom. For more news content, check our webpage or log on to the Philippine News Agency's Facebook, and Twitter accounts. For more stories about the government and how it serves Filipinos, look for these hashtags in all of our social media platforms and websites. We are shown on the pages of the PCOO and these attached agencies. You may also watch us on television on PTV4 and IBC 13. Christmas is nearing as it is now only 29 days before Christmas. And that's your daily dose of the biggest stories that you need to know from the PNA Newsroom. We tell stories that inspire change. I'm Marita Muaje. Have a good day and stay safe.